So the discharge test down to 3 volts is complete. So they should be sitting about 3.1, not under load. 3.2 maybe. So I just use this permanent marker that's white. It contrasts well with most of the sleeves I have. I was using a darker marker, and this seems to work better for me. So I just jot down the values. Pull it up out of here. And this is a 1.44. So it goes directly in the medium bin. This is a 2.343, so it's above 1.9. So what I do with that is I put it over here to be recharged. I recharge all the ones above 1.9, that way they're ready to go. And that way also so I can test if there's any voltage drop. You know, parasitic drain, internal resistance, that kind of thing. So here's a 2.097. Just like that one, it was recharged after the discharge test. I put it in the high bin. Then I take this one, make sure the polarity is right, and plop it in there. Now that one is charging. This one's doing some weird blinky thing. I'm not sure exactly what that is. I put heat sinks on all these so that the chip would stay cool. But I'm not sure. That one's bugging out. Oh, it must not be getting a good... It's got a red light and it's got a blinking blue. I don't know what that means. I'll check the voltage here in a minute. So, here are my fresh batteries that have been charged. They've came off from here and went over into this stack. I put them in There we go. So those are in. Press this a few times until it's blinking. Now, that's strange. Did this one fully charge and didn't have... Sometimes they don't stop at 3, and sometimes the reason is because, yeah, error 2. That means that that battery doesn't have enough voltage even though it's been charged. So I need to take it out and throw it over in the bad bin, because it means it's got less than 3 volts even though it's already been charged. So put a new charged battery in there, clear that out, go back to the other ones, get them started. So now these batteries are discharging from 4 point something down to 3 under load, and these batteries are charging. I grab one from the bin, plop it in there, and there we have charging batteries. These 3 modules, they need work. Fuse or resistor or something like that need to be replaced. I'm waiting on the tools for doing surface mount stuff. Now this right here is strange. There's like a gas pocket, a blister inside of the cell. I have no idea what's causing it. I'm guessing gas is leaking from inside of the cell, but it still claims to be charging. That is a potential danger, I think. Peculiar. I'm going to set it aside and wait for a check of voltage after it drops down. See if it's like completely dead or what's going on. I have over here a complete box of cells that are either extremely low capacity or completely dead. Right here, there is a box with over 1.9 milliamp hours, or 1.9 amp hours rather. Right here, there is a box with 1 to 1.9 milliamp hours. So right here, this is sort of what happens. This is the procedure. Batteries come from there, and those are untested, uncharged, etc. batteries, right? They then go into the charger to get charged up. After going into the charger, the lights turn blue over here, meaning they're done charging. And then I take them and I put them over here into this pile. These are fully charged batteries. From the fully charged pile, when one gets done, this one right here is blinking. That means that it is finished. This was a low capacity at 0.174, so it goes in the bad box. So all I gotta do, pop that out of there, throw it in the poor or low capacity box, and first, because it does have somewhat of a charge, might find a use for it someday, so I'm going to mark it 0.174. It goes into the pour box. Take a new one from the charge pile. Make sure the terminal is the correct polarity. Plug it in. Press this button a few times until it starts blinking P3. That means it's going to discharge to 3 volts. So I charge them up to 4.22 and I discharge them to 3 volts under load. I'm using 7.5 ohm resistors with, things I'm using for heatsink, make the resistor last longer, hopefully. So 7.5 ohm resistor gives me at 4.2 volts a little over a half an amp. And I just discharge them until this unit indicates that it's reached about 3 volts, and then it shuts off and gives me a total amp hour capacity. So these switch from amp hour. So this one's showing that it's got over 1 amp hour, but it's still testing. It's at 3.44. So I'm guessing this battery is going to be about 1.3 amp hours. It's not going to be a super good one. This one is over 1 amp hour, and it's at 3.63. That's probably going to be more like 1.6 amp hours, somewhere in there. Maybe 1.9. That'd be pretty cool. So as you can see, this pile over here, most of the batteries are actually turning out to be over 1.9, and most of them are also under 2.2. The next biggest pile is actually the 1 to 1.9 amp hour range, so they're okay batteries, and then least of which are the less than 1 amp hour or completely bad batteries, or some batteries just water damaged laptops or whatever, and those are gonna not be any good. So I just threw them directly in there. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. These right here are about $8 a piece on Amazon, and these over here are a set of 10 for about $10, or a set of 20 for about 18, so a little under $1 for these. And one thing to mind here is that the polarity is highly important. If you accidentally put it in the wrong way, it will fry a component on the board, and then you're out $1 and you got to replace it. So that happened on a couple of them. No fault of the part. It's just, sometimes I get up and I'm drowsy and I'm like, oh, time to switch out batteries so I can, maximize the time, the amount of batteries in a day that gets processed. And just kind of put it in the wrong way, like a me.